viewers, welcome back to ABC Real News with learning news report from all around the world. And for today, December 1, 2021, several information that happening during this week, and here is the topic line. After 18 months of school closures, children must safely resume face-to-face learning as soon as possible. Now with me, Siti Zangimatul Ngilma, here is the news in details. Almost 18 months after school in Indonesia were closed to curb the spread of COVID-19, UNICEF and the World Health Organization (WHO) urge all schools in this country to safely reopen and resume face-to-face learning for children as soon as possible. According to government data, over 60 million students in Indonesia were affected by nationwide school closures in March 2020. Since then, 39% of schools have reopened for limited face-to-face learning as of 6 September 2021, in line with the national guidelines. Given the high transmissibility of the Delta variants, public health measures are critical to reduce community transmission in all settings, including schools. Even in areas with high rates of COVID-19, WHO recommends for schools to safely reopen by adopting measures to minimize transmission of the virus. With strict safety protocols, schools can be safer environments for children than being out of school. When considering opening up schools, we need to assess how to apply the necessary public health measures, such as physical distancing, keeping at least 1 meter apart, and making sure that students can wash their hands with soap regularly. But we must understand schools don't operate in isolation. Schools are parts of communities, said Dr. Paranitaran, WHO representative to Indonesia. So it is essential that when we open schools, we also bring transmission in those communities under control.
Back at the school gates after a long 18 months. Around 600 schools in Jakarta reopened their doors today to face-to-face learning, but more than 4,000 remain closed. For those lucky students able to return, there was both excitement and nerves.
I'm very happy to go back to school because I can see friends and teachers, even though I feel nervous because this is the first time in more than a year. We didn't go to school and meet them, but I'm so happy to see my friends again.
But the school life students are returning to is very different to the one they left last year. Classroom sizes have been halved, and students are only on site for 1 day a week, spending the rest learning from home. Rules inside the classroom have changed too. Chatting is not allowed, face masks must be worn at all times, and no one can leave class for recess. Authorities plan to gradually increase on-site learning if COVID-19 cases continue to decline.
I hope that coronavirus in Indonesia will end so I can go to school and meet friends every day.
More than 60 million Indonesian children have been affected by the school closures, with a recent UNICEF report finding the shutdown had led to an increase in dropouts. Amid growing concerns about the impact on children, authorities had planned to reopen schools back in June. That was postponed after a deadly surge in cases across the country. Today's partial reopening comes on the back of a steady decline in infections and the easing of restrictions. That's raising hopes that soon more schools will be given the green light to reopen.
School closures impact not only student learning but also on their health and well-being at critical developmental stage. With long-lasting representation, a recent survey by Ministry of Health and UNICEF found that Among 40,374 health centers across all 34 provinces, 58% reported difficulty in providing school-based vaccination programs. Children who are not in school also face additional risk of exploitation alongside physical, emotional, and sexual violence. Worrying increase in child marriage and child violence have been documented in Indonesia since the start of the pandemic. Religious courts recorded a threefold increase in requests for marriage dispensation from 23,126 in 2019 to 64,211 in 2020. Although successful measures have been put in place by national and local authorities to support remote learning, many children are still facing significant disruption to their education. In a survey conducted in the last quarter of 2020 across 34 provinces and 247 districts, over half, 57.3% of households with children said the access to reliable internet is a major concern. About a quarter of parents said they lacked the time and capacity to support their children with remote learning, while almost 3 in 4 said they were concerned about learning loss. For children, schools are more than just classrooms. They provided learning, safety, and healthy environments, said UNICEF representative Deborah Comini. The longer children are out of school, the longer they are out of from this critical support as COVID-19 restrictions are eased. We must prioritize the safe reopening of schools so that millions of students don't suffer lifelong damage their learning and potential. As schools reopen for face-to-face learning across the country, a comprehensive recovery response for students should be put into place to minimize the impact of long-term school closures on children's lives. UNICEF and partners call for 3 key priorities for recovery in school. The first, targeted programs to safely bring all children and youth back in school where they can access services to meet their individual learning, health, physical well-being, and other needs. And the reverser or remedial learning plans to help students catch up and last learning while moving them through new academic material. And the support for teachers to address learning loss, including through digital technology. That's all the news for today. Check this out at abcnews.com. For the latest updates, I am Siti Zangimatul Ngilma. Thank you for watching and have a great day.